America has witnessed inflation which generations have not seen. India is used to inflation, and the Aam Aadmi is used to higher inflation than the privileged classes, because inflation is ultimately a tax on the poor. What is happening to inflation? Because the latest numbers also seem to suggest that perhaps the worst is behind us. Do you agree?
Well, I think the inflation did come down, and in the last 2 months, which is November and December, we have seen it below 6%. But I think I would say that I would only give 1 cheer to that, not 3 cheers. And the reason is, if you take the vegetable inflation out, vegetables is the most volatile component of inflation. It keeps moving up and down. This entire decline is due to vegetable prices, vegetable inflation. If you take vegetables out, inflation is actually at 7.2%. And
just to add and contextualize it for what Mr. Joshi is saying is that the RBI sees through this data, sabzi ke bhav it doesn't account into. That means that your EMIs are not going to go down. Maybe the cost of capital may go up further. Am I right in describing it that way? You are the teacher here.
But no, I think the RBI will look at, I think in the last policy, they focused on the core inflation, which is taking the food and fuel out. And so I think core inflation actually went up yesterday.
But sorry, I'm contesting this point with you. Fuel inflation is being controlled by the government artificially. It's being suppressed. A budgetary allowance has been made for the oil marketing companies. Food inflation shouldn't bother us that much because you are giving a massive food safety net to hundreds of millions of people. So why is the RBI raising interest rates?
Well, I think because the core inflation part, which is linked to demand, is still high. Actually, US inflation, overall US inflation rate is higher than India, but their core inflation is lower than India.
Are we just looking at top level cost of capital, ignoring the reality of a complex economy like India and making money expensive for everyone, Aam Aadmi and the big borrower?
See, actually, so that let's look at it this way. The way in which monetary policy has been designed, you're supposed to target headline inflation. So nowhere does the mandate say that you'll have to look at core inflation, vegetable inflation, so on and so forth.
Why is the RBI doing it?
Therefore, as long as we are in this range of 6%, there is a certain kind of a stance which you have to take. It's not to say that in case inflation comes down to say 2%, the RBI is going to bring inflation to 0%.
Sir, but so many economists and commentators have castigated the RBI, the governor, for being a little sort of relaxed on this, saying, no, at 4% you should have hit the red light and brakes.
I think the RBI said very clearly when they kept interest rates low that their priority was growth after we had a lockdown. So they said we'll do everything to protect the economy. So everybody knew of the trade-off. You only felt that as long as growth was in jeopardy, you kept interest rates low. The moment you realize that growth seemed to be sort of steadier, and today when we take pride in saying India is the fastest growing economy, so obviously growth is better, but inflation continues to be nagging and going up.